and welcome back to another video. In the last video we were ready to lay up the bumper right there, and we were ready to get this gelled up, or it was already gelled up. It needed a second gel, yeah. So it had its second gel. It's now had its first layer of glass on this portion of mould. So once that's cured, another 2 layers, let it cure, another 2 layers, done. We also have an E46 compact ducktail spoiler, which is now gelled up. It's all cured. This is now my next job. Now about to lay this up. And the E46 compact bumper mould, it's now got its first layer of glass on it. So I'm excited to get this popped out and see what the first one looks like, because yeah, I've enjoyed making this one. And hopefully I'll get all this trimmed today as well. I've got 2 boot skeletons to trim, a boot skin to trim, oh, just dropped that, and then the saloon CSL needs, there we go, which needs development. So I've got some trimming to do, I've got a spoiler to make, I've got more glass to lay on that mould, more glass to lay on that mould, and the E30 bumper, that's just gonna sit for the time being until I've got more table space. I best get cracking on then, guys, so I'll see you in the next clip. And before I forget, this bonnet is going off to Declan Cobb. We are chucking it on the roof of the Mrs. Tourer tonight, along with the 2 E36 compact doors that he lent me for moulding. This was his payment for lending me the doors. So yeah, I'll get this strapped to the car roof and be done. Right, yeah, I'm gonna crack on. See you in the next clip. Peace. And that's the E46 compact ducktail spoiler, all laid up. Once that's cured a little bit, I'll hit it with a knife, trim all this edge up, and then yeah, we'll leave it to cure, and then we'll pop it out in the next video. So now it's time to move on to the trimming. Yay! And that's the E46 coupe CSL boot for Mitch Gibbons, all trimmed up. I just need to tidy up the edges, quick hand sand, and that's ready to go. Stewart's 2 boot skins, they are now trimmed. Same with these, I just need to hand sand the edges, make them nice and smooth, and they can go. Unfortunately, I still haven't had a chance to do this, because as I finished the skeletons, it started bucking it down with rain, so I couldn't get this outside to trim it, because obviously water and electrics do not mix. But I need to get this done very soon. And I forgot to mention earlier, with some leftover material I had from, it was either the spoiler or the skirt mould over there, but I had some material left over, so I've made some of these front bumper attachments from my compact over fender kit that is to be fitted onto here. But because this bumper now has this new profile, my kit can no longer go down and round like normal, so I've made those ones, gonna fit them on here, trim them back so they finish right in that point. And once I'm happy with that, I can then take that freshly cut bumper add-on, put it back in the mould, and scribe on the mould where they need to be trimmed from now on. So then each one I make will have a scribe line on it when it comes out of the mould that I can just trim by, knowing it will fit that bumper. So everything is starting to cure now. Well, this is ready for more glass. The bumper behind me is ready for more glass. So the next job, measure up, cut glass, and if I got time, do some more laying up. It's only about an hour and a half from now, and we'll be heading to Ipswich to drop off some doors and a bonnet. So we'll see how far we get in the next hour and a half. Yeah, so it turns out you can't get a lot done in an hour and a half. So I got the 2 boot skeletons done, and well, I've been loading up the missus car, ready for the trip to Ipswich tonight. I've also put all of Stuart's stuff in the car as well, because I'll be going from Ipswich to our mother's place, and then get home, pack all the Stuart's stuff up, and send it on its way. So might as well just chuck it all in the car at once. So we've got a bonnet on the roof, we've got 2 E36 compact doors in here with all of their gubbins to go with it. These are stripped doors, but all of their door cards and windows and everything are in there. Stuart's 2 boot skeletons are in there. Stuart's M3 rear diffuser, which he lent me a while back, so that's going back. And some roll of carbon fibre and some other stuff, I forget the name of it now, which he lent me for a little bit. Was planning to use some of this on his stuff, but it never come to fruition, so I'm sending it all back to him because he's making his own rear windscreen for the rear rad setup, so he's making his own thing. So I've got to send all this stuff back up to him, no issue. So yeah, that's about going to do it for today. I'll let the video run until tomorrow because yeah, it's not going to be a very long video otherwise. So yeah, I'll let the transition do its thing, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. And we are back. Here's another day. We're already into the afternoon. I've only just got here. We went and spent a couple of hours at Snetterton Race Circuit. A little track day on there today. Thought we'd go down there, hand out a few business cards, say hello to some people. Met up with JD Motorsport and Engineering while we were down there. Saw some nice BMWs while we were down there as well. But yeah, time to get back to work. So my plan for today is to get this portion of the mould all laid up and cured and flipped over and prepping the next portions of mould before I leave today. And I also plan on getting the last 4 layers on this portion of the compact bumper, so I can then deflange all the way around, build up that side, flange, get that side moulded. I still need to build a flange all the way along the bottom, up the back side and along this top tab, and yeah, get the rest of this moulded. So yeah, got lots of glass to get laid up today, and today we'll be getting the compact spoiler out, so you'll get to see that out today. You know what, let's pop this out first and see what this looks like. And that's the E46 compact ducktail spoiler all released from its mould. I just need to clean the yellow plasticine off, tidy up the edges, and this is ready to be boxed off. Oh no, I've just noticed I've got a bit of deformation here, and that's unfortunate. So I've got a little repair to do here. Probably had a little bit too much excess material down in this corner and it's shrunk under the heat. That can be fixed. This side look like, yeah, this side's got a little bit as well. That's unfortunate, but again, nothing I can't quickly fix. Hey ho, happens sometimes. So I'm now going to concentrate on getting the mat laid on these 2 moulds. Yeah, that's going to take me a few hours, so I'll get back to you once I've done that. Peace. Alright, so I've sanded all this and I've cut the mat for it. And I was just giving it a quick eye over, make sure there's no like air bubbles or pinholes, you know what I mean, any voids at all, any air voids that need to be dug out. That there I believe is a bit of, yeah, that's actually in the composite. That's a little bit of mutton cloth fabric that's just landed on there at some point. We've got a tiny one there, so it's got to be a sharp point. Don't use like a dulled off one that you've been using for a while. Nice fresh blade. Just gently dig in. This is why you always just do 1 layer to begin with, so that the glass is still thin enough for you to be able to, there we go, just create a little opening into that, so then when you do your next layers of glass, the resin will flow into that and that void will be filled. And then I think, oh yeah, I've got just 1 more right there. This one might be a bit harder because it is right in the radius. And it's got choppies with it as well. We'll get in there. It's hard to hold the mould and the camera in the left hand and then do this. But we're getting there. You guys just gotta be gentle and not too go too deep once you've opened it up, because obviously you'll then be hitting gel and you don't want to be breaking through the gel surface. There we go, that's now nice and open and the resin can get into that hugger. Right, I'm going to get this laid up and then I'll cut the glass for that. And that is all done. I decided to chuck all 4 layers down in one hit. Just drop the catalyst ratio just a little bit so it doesn't get too hot when it's curing. So yeah, that is now done. This should be cured in an hour or so. And I'll flip it over and do the other sides. And I now have all the mat cut for the compact bumper. Now I don't know if I'll do all 4 layers at once because of these tight radiuses all around. It'll pull out a bit, so I'm thinking this one will be in 2 hits. I wanted to do it in 1 hit for time reasons, but unfortunately I think it's going to be safer to do in 2 hits, and we'll see how well this one comes out. That'll be a testament to see, you know, can you do 4 layers at once with general purpose resin and general purpose catalyst without getting major pulls. So let's see how that one comes out. And a little side note, I'm actually doing all my work today with no gloves because I forgot to pick some up on the way in this morning. And I'm not going to drive all the way out to go and get a box of gloves, so I just have a bucket of clean acetone, dunking my hands in, and then when I get home I better moisturise repeatedly because acetone does nothing but take the moisture out of your skin. So I wouldn't advise using it to clean your hands, but today it's a needs must scenario. I need to get stuff done. I don't have gloves, but I have a way of cleaning the resin and that off my hands really quickly and easily. And providing there's no cuts on your hands, it doesn't hurt. If you have a cut, it's going to sting like fuck. So yeah, time to get the tools ready and get cracking on. See you in a bit. And that's 2 more layers down on the E46 compact mould. I'm very happy with how this is going. It is rather fiddly, especially when you're trying to do it all in like one big sheet of fiberglass. But it's come out really well. 2 more layers to go on this, and I can make a start on the other side. And while I've been doing that, this has already gone off. So I'll give this a little bit longer, and I'll flip it over, deflange it, and prep the last few areas of mould. Last few areas of skirt that needs to be moulded. So yeah, ploughing through this. For the meantime, I'm going to get the edges of this sanded up, get the spoiler finished, get some photos of this and do a fresh advert, try and get some more of these sold, and a fresh advert for this, try and get some more of these sold. Remember guys, if you want any of my stuff that you see me making or developing, hit me up on Facebook, Lowe's Fiberglass and Body Kit Repairs. I have an eBay store where everything is listed. I also have a website, but that's under construction at the moment, so that's a little bit iffy. But if you want to contact me directly, Facebook is your best bet. I do have Instagram. I do read the comments on YouTube. So yeah, if you want anything, hit me up. But I'm going to, I would say I'm going to get gloved up and get dusty, but I'm not going to get gloved up. I'm just going to get dusty and itchy. So yeah, catch you in a little bit. Right, and after a good bit of sanding, hands are really itchy. Mitch's boot is now done. It's all smooth. It's just the boot skin. Yeah, happy with that. We'll chuck that in the back of the car today, take it home, get it boxed up. And the compact ductile spoiler from earlier, that's had the edges done. I've just chucked some filler in those low spots. I also found a low spot over this side, so they'll get a quick rub down and then that'll be ready to go too. Oh, and with the leftover filler I had in that, I've done the odd touch up here and there on the M3 Tourer just to make use of the leftover filler because there were some slight imperfections that needed touching up. So I'm going to take this opportunity to have a bit of a tidy up in here because it is an absolute bomb site across the entire workshop. I'll be flipping this over very, very soon. The compact bumper, that is curing. Hopefully I'll get the last 2 layers on that before we go home today. I think it's about 5:30 now, so we're doing pretty good. Let's see what we can get done in the last few hours of the day. And while I remember, I thought we'd have a quick look over this to see how well it went doing all 4 layers at once. As you can see, all the radiuses, apologies for the GoPro shadow, all the radiuses look pretty good. I have just started sanding it, so yeah, this has gone well. I'm giving this a quick sand and flipping it over. Right, so I've had a bit of a tidy up. I know it doesn't look that tidy. I haven't got a Hoover here at the moment because I stupidly took it home. But yeah, Hoover will make that look so much better. But I've just spent about an hour or so doing the final touches on Gafferman's E46 M3 Tourer. Like I said earlier, it was only tiny little touch-ups here and there, and this is now officially finished. The rear bumper is in storage. That'll go with this when it goes. Obviously the rear door covers and the rear quarters on this will be staying metal, getting painted and going off to shows, so that's why you haven't seen me make the door covers and the rear quarters yet, but they are coming soon because I'm going to be making a set for Liz's car once I get some spare time, as it were. But yeah, super happy this is done. Can't get rid of this though until I've done a GTR style bonnet for the pre-facelift saloon. So this is for the facelift coupe. I need to make one for a pre-facelift saloon, so we'll see how well that goes. I want to get this done, well, as soon as, so I can get the car out, but I can't do that until I've got that done. I can't get that done until I've got the skirts and that bumper done. So yeah, I've got a lot to do. It's now 20 to 7. I'm going to do another half hour or so. I'm now going to flange up the F22 skirt mould again, so that has now been rolled over again. So the portion I laid up today is this underside here. I have now taken the flange off here and the flange off the end. I'm now going to build an upright bit of flange there and then flat flange around there. Do the 2 ends. And once the 2 ends are in and everything's like sort of tight, nothing should pop out, I need to actually trim all of this stuff off before I can then build a flange in here. I should have trimmed this off as I was going, but I didn't. Now I regret it because I'm going to take it outside, trim this off. Same for this edge as well. Trim this off because I need to build a vertical flange up from here, so vertical, and with this overhanging above the top I'm never going to be able to get down in here and do the work. So yeah, all that overhang needs to be trimmed off both ends once I've moulded the 2 ends and the skirt is held in place. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Right, I am now done for the day, and this will also be the end of the video. Finishing off the video, that is now done. Gafferman's E46 M3 Tourer has now had all the final little touch-ups done and is now 100% ready to be collected. The rear bumper is in storage, ready to go as well. So yeah, as soon as I've got a GTR bonnet developed for the pre-facelift saloon, it's also for Gafferman. Once the bonnet is done, that and the car will be collected, and then as soon as this is gone, E36 coupe or the E46 coupe that's sat out there will be coming in here and another kit being developed. So that is going to do it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know I haven't really got that far ahead with stuff, but progress is progress at the end of the day. What are we going to do tomorrow? Well, you better subscribe to stay tuned and find out. I'm also thinking about holding some competitions in the near future, like body kit giveaways and whatnot. So yeah, if you want to be a part of the future competitions, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. And yeah, that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you all. Peace.